Christina Bell from Christina Bell and Restoration. I've been singing since I was 7, and I'm 22 right now. So I used to sing with a youth choir called New G, but I currently sing with a group called Cornelius Robinson and Remnant. I've been singing with them for about a year. I started singing when I was 7. My father is a pastor, and he pastors at a church called Emmaus Tabernacle. It's off of Goodfellow and Natural Bridge. My cousin, her name is Ashley Bell. She used to be the praise and worship leader at my church, and I was only 7 then, and I'm a daddy's girl. So I always said to myself, I want to sing lead. I want to do praise and worship. I'm his daughter. That's not his daughter. So I always used to see her on stage, and she used to go into worship with my brother, and knowing that she was a praise and worship leader and that I couldn't even sing, I felt like I couldn't sing, I started practicing day in and day out. And I have a twin, so she would be outside jumping rope, playing with dolls and things like that. I would be in my room listening to old school music, new music, every type of music I could listen to just to better myself vocally. And that's what kind of got me singing. And when my father realized that I could sing, it was me and my cousin leading worship together. And that's what pushed me to sing. I got serious about singing when I was about 11 years old. And I didn't realize I could sing until everyone started to tell me I could sing. I didn't believe I could sing because my cousin, she was still so advanced. And it wasn't just something I just started to believe. People were telling me and everything. And my head was getting big from all the people telling me, look, you can sing. You're so young. I've never heard of an 11-year-old hit riffs and runs, jump up and down and sing and still stay on the same key. So my head got so big. So I started singing at a lot of gospel explosions. And my head was so big, I just thought I was the best. I thought I was the stuff. And I just knew that I would never mess up. So I sung with the group. We didn't have a name. We were only singing temporarily with each other. But I went on stage with this group. But before I went on stage with them, I said, make sure you guys don't mess up. And they said to me, what about you? I said, don't worry about me. I never mess up. Keep in mind, I was 12. Or 11 or 12, in between that age, or 11 or 12. So I get on stage. Not only did I forget the words, but my voice went out on me. I didn't run off stage. I was a big girl. I stayed on stage. But my eyes were watering up when I was on stage. I finally got off, and I ran to the bathroom. So I'm at this gospel explosion. It's 600, maybe 700 people there. I messed up in front of everybody. I've never messed up in my life. So I'm in this bathroom stall just crying my eyes out. And then I finally get home. I didn't go out of my room for about 3 days. And if I did go out, it was to use the restroom. I didn't sing for a long time. And it took God to do that to me then because my head was so big then. I needed God to bring me down. And that's a testimony right now for me to say it to you all right now, because if God didn't do that then, I would have been terrible right now. And now I have the understanding that without God, I wouldn't sound like how I sound right now. I wouldn't even have the activity of all of my limbs, all 5 of my senses. So I just thank God for that. I sing in a group. It's called Christina Bell and Restoration. Actually, we all came from, not we all, but a few of us came from a youth choir we used to sing with and play for. So we kind of grew up and we wanted to start something of our own. My producer is Brandon Bam Bam Jones. We've been really close friends for a long time now. My secretary is Candace Hughes. My PR manager is Ralph Long, the fourth. I have two keyboard players. One's name is Greg Browder. He just recently started playing for Christina Bell and Restoration. And Christopher Rutland plays keys also. And my bass player, his name is Alex Chandler. I have a soprano. Her name is Amber Rose. So we've been singing together since February 18th, and we had our CD release July 8th of 2011. It was just recent that we had it, and it was a good turnout. God really showed up. My CD is Christina Bell and Restoration. It's self-titled. And before the CD had even released, at the beginning of this year, I said to myself, God, my word for this year is faith. And I wrote a song called Faith, and it's a really nice song. But God informed me later on this year, that's not your word for this year, because you have enough faith and you just need to be restored. So there's a lot of things I was going through this year, and God gave me a song called Restore. And I couldn't find the name for my unit. And that's when God gave me the name Restoration. So that's where the name Restoration comes from. I just thank God for that name, because I really didn't know what I was going to name my unit. I didn't want it to be named Christina Bell and Friends. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that have a unit. It's just so-and-so and friends. And I didn't want to do my unit like that. I really wanted their name to have meaning. And their name really does have meaning. And they really hold that name like how they should hold it, because they push me, like I said earlier, and they make sure I'm not low. You know, they make sure I'm where I need to be spiritually. I'm Christina Bell, and I want to be who God has called me to be.
Only to better